Let's begin in Virasana. Starting on your knees, knees together, feet together, sit back on your heels. Take a few breaths deep into your belly, and then interlace your hands behind your back. Let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Rolling your chin across your chest, just relax your left ear to your left shoulder. Make sure your hands are pressing straight down towards the floor and away from you as you tuck your chin. We're just going to make our way back to our first downward facing dog. So this practice is a 3-breath practice, which means we're going to hold each pose for about 3 breaths. So when you get in your down dog, just take a moment to feel your way into your body, pressing out of your hands, pressing back with the tops of your thighs, and then gently shift into your first plank pose. You can lower down, knees down or not, coming into cobra, and using your stomach pressed back to your down dog. So the first vinyasa was just to show that you can use your knees if you want. You're going to walk your hands back to meet your feet, separating your feet slightly, interlace your hands behind your back again, straighten your arms, and take your hands out over your head. You can move your neck around if it feels good to let go of any tension there, and just straighten your legs to your own degree. And then release, crawl yourself back into your downward facing dog, shifting into plank pose, lower down chaturanga, inhale into a cobra or upward facing dog, and then take it back to your down dog. Inhaling your right foot up slowly, take a few breaths to extend your legs straight, and then step it forward to the outside of your right hand, coming into a lunge. And then allowing the left hand to come down, reach your right hand up to the ceiling and twist. Take a deep breath down your back. 2 to 3 breaths here. Releasing the right hand down, step back into plank and go through a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot up. Again, staying here to extend through an exhale and another inhale. And then stepping to the outside of your left hand. Finding your lunge, let your back leg be nice and straight. Make sure your front knee is directly over your ankle in every lunge that you do. Right hand down, left hand up, come into your twist. Of course, if you're pregnant here, you don't twist below your lowest rib, so it's just nice and gentle. And stepping back into your plank, one more vinyasa, lowering down halfway. Inhale, lengthen your heart up to the ceiling and push back to your down dog. 3 breaths as you press out of your palms and draw your hips back to lengthen your spine. You can even begin to lift your kneecaps off your shins, engaging the legs, rooting your heels down. Then you're just going to make your way back to the back of the mat, so crawl your hands back. A wide leg Utkatasana, peel your belly off your thighs, and then exhale up to standing, hands to your heart. And we're going to pump through a couple chair poses. So as you inhale, sit down into chair. As you exhale, push through your heels to come up. Inhaling again into your Utkatasana, and exhaling up. Just flow with your breath. Keep going. Make sure the weight stays in your heels. Pressing all the way up. Inhaling down. And pressing up once more, and then sinking in, holding this chair. You can interlace your fingers if you want and squeeze your arms straight, gazing up to relax the back of your neck and your shoulders, and then on that exhale, coming up and folding over. Walk yourself back into your down dog, and breathe. Relax the back of your neck. Good. And then step or lightly jump your feet up to meet your hands. Inhaling halfway, look up and lengthen. And exhale, dive and fold. Inhaling all the way up with a flat back, reach for the ceiling. And exhale your hands to your heart. We're going to step back. I stepped the left foot back on this one so you guys can see what I'm doing. The right foot turns out 90 degrees. Left foot's parallel with the back of the mat. Just sink into a warrior 2. So making sure you're not collapsing in the arches of the feet, and again, making sure your right knee is directly over your right ankle. Reaching forward, right elbow comes to right knee. You can stay there, or you can slide your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. You turn the pinky side of your top arm down and reach out all the way out over your head. Get the stretch down the left side of the body. Got 3 breaths there. On your inhale, come back to your warrior 2, and let's reverse that. So reaching all the way up and over with the right hand, slowly straighten your right leg, coming into reverse triangle. Huge breath down the right side. And then coming up with a straight leg, reach forward, place your right hand down on your shin, and come into triangle pose. So you're wrapping and tucking the outer right thigh back as you're extending the whole right side, gazing up past your fingertips, or looking straight down if that's uncomfortable in your neck. Make sure you're grounding through the outer edges of the feet. And then placing the left hand down on your left hip, you're going to just float right into your Ardha Chandrasana. So right fingertips about a foot in front of your right pinky toe. Stack your hips. Flex and extend through your left heel. Maybe gaze up past your right fingertips. Taking those 3 deep, slow breaths. And then bend your right knee deep. Float your left foot all the way back. Come up to standing. Parallel your feet. And on your exhale, hinge at your hips and fold into Prasarita. So walk your wrists back under your elbows, draw the top of your head straight down, and just make sure you're not hyperextending your knees. Keep lifting your kneecaps, engaging your quads, and relax your back and your neck. And then placing your hands on your hips, squeeze the floor with a flat back, come all the way up. Turn your left foot out 90 degrees, sink into your warrior 2. You can always take 5 breaths through this sequence if you want to extend it and make it a little bit more challenging. Just for the duration of this video, I made it a 3-breath pose video just to keep it short. So as you extend your right hand out over your head, you can keep your elbow on your knee, or you can slide that left hand down to the inside of your left foot. Just make sure you're drawing your hips and your shoulders into one line. Coming back through your warrior 2, inhale and reverse that. And slowly straighten your front leg. Reverse triangle. And then coming all the way up, reach out and extend before you place your left hand down. And dialing your belly button, your chest up towards the ceiling. Right hand reaches up. And make sure you're rooting down through your feet and you're extending both sides of the body. All right, and then bending that left knee, reach forward, stacking your hips, lift the right leg off the floor, coming into your Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your right foot, gazing up if you're in for the challenge. And then bending your front leg deep, float all the way up. And instead of coming into Prasarita, turn all the way around. Right foot turns out, left foot turns in. So you square your hips, reaching forward, fold over the right foot. Inhale halfway to pull the right hip in and back and the heart forward. And as you exhale, melt over your front foot. This is Parsvottanasana. Now, if you want an extra challenge, take your hands off the floor, arms by your sides, or you can interlace your hands behind your back. Make sure the back foot is grounding, the arch is lifting, so you've got your balance. If it's really hard for you to balance here, step the right foot out to the right a footprint. And then on your inhale, come all the way up. Good. Stepping the back foot forward, you're just going to peter down into a warrior 3. So lifting your back leg parallel to the floor, dropping your chest so your spine is parallel as well. 3 breaths in your warrior 3, really engaging the back foot, and then bending that standing leg, flip all the way around, back foot comes down. And then pivot around, so now you're over your left leg. Extending as you fold, inhale halfway once the hands are on the floor, pull the left hip in and back. Exhale, dive and fold, try to keep that front leg straight as can be. Try to get your sacrum nice and flat, so you're not leaning into one foot or the other. Hands extend off the floor and down your sides if you want. But keep pulling the left hip in and back. Try not to hyperextend your front knee. And on your inhale, you're going to swoop all the way back up. And as you exhale, dive into your warrior three. Try to lift out of your standing leg, really activate the lifted leg. Extend through your fingers, and then coming all the way back up, pivot back around and step to the front of your mat. Separate your feet nice and wide, turn your toes out, sit into a nice big squat. Using your elbows to press your knees open. Good, and right fingertips on the floor in front of your right pinky toe. Extend the left arm up. Maybe you want to go a little deeper. You can wrap your arms behind your back, bending your elbows. The right leg's in front of your knee, and the left arm's behind you. Press to twist a little bit deeper into the lower back and side waist. Breathe deep. Again, this is safe if you're pregnant, obviously. Good. And then straightening that left arm. You're going to brace against your knee, so make sure you're lifting your arches and pressing your knees open. You don't want to collapse the knees or the feet forward. Maybe you wrap here and just press gently to deepen the twist. Make sure your breath is deep in every twist to create space from the inside out. And then coming back to the middle. Pause, and then make your way to sitting, bringing the soles of the feet together. You're going to take that right leg out to the side, left heel into the middle. Again, you're going to brace against your leg. Maybe your hands on the floor, maybe your forearms against your shin. Whatever you can do to keep your body straight so you're not wrapping the chest towards the floor. Turn the left palm up and reach up and over, stretching the whole left side. Make sure you're rooting down through your left sitting bone. And then let your inhale bring you up. Good. You're going to place both hands on the floor and pivot around to face over your right leg. Pulling your toes back towards your face, extend your heart to your toes and fold. You're leading with your left rib cage here. There's a very slight twist as you fold towards your front leg. Doesn't matter how low you go, it matters that your back remains straight, so keep pulling your heart to your foot. Let the inhale bring you up. Soles of the feet together. Sitting up nice and tall, extend and begin to fold. Good, coming into Baddha Konasana or butterfly. Doesn't matter how low you go, it matters how straight your spine is. So maybe you just place your hands on the floor. Maybe you stack your fists and relax your head down. If you have a pillow, you could put a pillow under your head. But just keep pulling your heart forward as you melt and surrender into the pose. And breathe all the way down into your lower back and your hips. The next inhale floats you up. Extending the left leg out, right heel into the groin. Bracing against that left leg, right palm reaches up and over. And breathe all the way down your right side and sink the right sitting bone into the floor. Make sure your left leg is super straight, pressing your thigh down, and let your inhale bring you up. Turning over to face over the left leg, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, leading again with that right rib cage, wrapping down, deepening that stretch down into your lower back. Let your breath be full and slow and fluid. And then coming all the way up, you're going to separate your feet wide and just begin to rock back and forth on your sacrum, letting one knee fall to the middle and then the other. And it's okay if one cheek comes off the floor and then the other. You're driving the knees towards the floor, but they are probably not going to touch, and that's okay. And then once you've kind of stretched enough into your sacrum, you're just going to cross your legs, come all the way back up to sitting, and bring your hands to your heart, bowing your head, slowing your breath. Just take a moment to give thanks.